Hello you guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and today we're talking about productivity tips. If you're like me, maybe you own your own business or you work fully remote, sometimes it can be really hard to have a productive work day. So I want to share a few of my productivity tips to ensure that I'm still getting my work done every single day. The first tip is having a designated workspace. This could be an office or maybe a specific area in your house where you work. That is where your workstation is. Of course, not everyone has like a designated room, maybe like an office space in their house. So maybe your workspace is your dining table. Try to designate your dining table as your workspace every single day. I find when I constantly move around in my home and, work in a different place every single day, I'm way more distracted by my surroundings than if I come up to my desk every day and work. There is definitely a time where change of scenery is necessary. So most of the time I do my work at my desk here, but sometimes I want to curl up on the couch and edit a wedding gallery. There is a time and a place for a scene change, but my designated workspace stays the same every single day, and it really does help me stay productive because I know when I'm sitting at my desk, it is work time. The second tip, kind of coming off of the first, is create a tidy workspace. I cannot tell you how distracting it is to have clutter on my desk or just dust and just like a bunch of random stuff on my desk. It is incredibly distracting and all I'm thinking about is wanting to tidy the desk. So as long as I'm maintaining a tidy workspace, it helps my productivity because I don't have to focus on cleaning my workspace. I can just focus on working, which is the whole point. Third tip is something I do every single day is I make a list of everything that I need to get done that day. So you can arrange this list based on your priorities. Now I have like a personal to-do list, things I need to get done around the house, as well as like my work to-do list. So I'm talking specifically about a work to-do list. This is everything that I'm going to do today for work. For example, today I had film YouTube videos on my list. So I have a list of videos that I'm filming today because I do bulk film my videos. So I have my list of videos that I need to film today, and that's on my to-do list. Now this list can be online or a physical list that you write down. You write draw check boxes, or it can be in your notes, or a really great website is Todoist, and it's an online like to-do list website or an app. Whatever this list is, you need to have one. Write down every single task you need to get done that day. I personally like a physical to-do list because I do like physically crossing things off or like checking boxes. So I prefer to write things down, but that doesn't work always for everybody. I think there's something psychological about being able to cross things off of your to-do list. It keeps you focused on what needs to get done versus thinking of everything that needs to get done. Where do you start? You make your list. And maybe when you work through your list, if you're done, if you finish all those tasks for the day, maybe you move on to another task that you could tackle, or you could just be done for the day. But having a list and checking it off, whether online or by hand, is incredibly important for my productivity. Another way I help my productivity is I create a cozy work environment. I work from home, so I'm able to do this. Sometimes I put pillows or I have a blanket on and I make some coffee, a nice warm beverage, and I settle into my workspace. I make it cozy. I make it nice and comfortable for myself because I know I'm going to be sitting here for a while. Sometimes I even will light candles at my desk or upstairs just to make it a more cozy and inviting space to be in. And so if I want to be up here, if I want to be at my desk and in this workspace, then I'm going to be focused a bit more because it's a place I want to be. Versus if this is not a space that's inviting to me and that's comfortable to be in, I'm not gonna want to be here. The next tip to help with productivity is to turn off distractions, and this can be easier said than done. I'm talking more about distractions that we choose. It's so so easy to just grab your phone and start scrolling through social media. Maybe you have the TV on or a YouTube video playing in the background while you're working, but then you catch yourself watching TV or that video more than you're actually working. If you need to, put your phone across the room on Do Not Disturb. I find when my phone is not like within arm's reach, it's not in my general vicinity, I don't pick it up and scroll through Instagram as much. Like I'm just like, oh, I don't have my phone, okay, and then I keep working. Sometimes I like to listen to a podcast while I work, but even that could hinder my productivity at times if I find myself listening more to the podcast than actually working. When I really need to focus on something, like I really need to give it all my brain power, I turn off distractions. Maybe I link some instrumental music without words or lyrics or anything that could be distracting if I do feel like I need something on in the background so it's not so quiet. But for the most part, I just turn it all off and I focus on work. So going off of that, if I really need to focus and I'm having trouble focusing, which happens sometimes I don't feel like working, I'm not as productive, I will set a timer. This timer is uninterrupted work time. So maybe it's 30 minutes, maybe it's 15 minutes, maybe it's an hour. Whatever needs to happen, whatever works for you, you set that timer, and in that time you are getting as much done as you can. It's very similar to how I view cleaning. Sometimes you need to set a 20-minute timer and clean as much as you can. Very similar to how this productivity tip works. You are not looking at your phone, you are not listening to anything, you are focusing for that 30 minutes on getting things done, checking things off your to-do list. So this is a time where you really need to hunker down and get things done. So I'm not saying set a timer like every single day. Maybe it is. Maybe you do 30 minutes every single morning where you're hunkering down, you're answering emails, you're getting a bunch of stuff done. I find when I am having trouble with focus, when I set this timer and I'm making that effort to really hunker down and get as much on my to-do list done as possible, it helps my overall productivity. Sometimes you have to force yourself to be productive. Another tip is to stay hydrated. I mentioned that when I get cozy, I bring some coffee, but I also bring plenty of water. I have my giant water cup right here. Staying hydrated helps with your productivity too. And just staying hydrated helps you be more alert, and it helps a lot of other, brain and cognitive functions. So definitely staying hydrated. You can get yourself a giant water bottle or cup, but just having water or just a beverage with you will help boost your productivity. And the last tip I have is to get dressed and put on shoes. I don't know what it is about putting on shoes specifically. I know there's some sort of psychology behind it. It's almost like your brain is saying it's time to go and do something and not just lounge around. And when I say get dressed, I don't mean like right now I'm in a crew neck, okay? I don't mean get dressed up like you're going to the office. A perk of working from home is that you can work in your pajamas, but I advise highly against working from your bed in your pajamas because I think it can hinder productivity. So I get up, maybe you work out and you change from your workout leggings into your lounging leggings. You still got dressed, you still got ready, and you're putting on your shoes, and it's more of an intentional mindset thing. And then you're going to your designated workspace and it just seems a bit more official versus waking up and like working from your bed in your pajamas. But that is going to be it for this video. These are just a few of my productivity tips, things that I do to keep me focused on task and getting things done. Please let me know all of your productivity tips down below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!